Hi everyone, I'm Luca Hart and this is another video as part of the awesome series by Cape Town Music Academy. Thank you so much for having me. Today I'd love to talk about staying grounded. This is such an important part of being a musician and being in the music industry. Our industry is sometimes very abstract and asks of us to do very abstract things, like post stuff on social media and put together a promo video and think about music videos and somehow get more audience members at your show and send out mails and newsletters and WhatsApp marketing. I mean, these things don't feel natural, and when I say that I mean it more in like if you can imagine your primitive human side and the side of you that probably has not evolved yet to get to this technological overdose, that side must be so confused. We are meant to run around in the mountains and we are meant to survive off nature and we are meant to connect in societies and stick together and form bands. We are meant to be more natural, and I don't mean that in like a hippie sense. I mean that in a really deep, grounding sense. And we all know that with modern life, things are getting a little bit out of hand on that front. We are getting further away from our roots and from stronger social connections, and connecting back with nature and what is really important. But I find that in the music industry especially, it is so important to stay grounded. You're constantly dealing with quite abstract things. Music in itself is something that happens inside of you, in your mind, in your heart. Marketing is something that happens online in this very non-physically real but very real world that technology has allowed us to create. And I think that does start affecting us on a deep level. So it's important to find what it is that keeps you grounded. For me, it is the mountains, totally. I go hiking on my own. I don't look at my cell phone. I sit on a rock, I listen to the birds, I look down at the city, I look at the mountain, and I sit there until I feel calm and until I feel like I've connected back with my original self, and the self that is just a human and is just a natural being that doesn't need to create stuff for people to look at. I'm not a content creator, I'm not a thing to look at. I don't have to jump around and say, hey, look at me, look at what I've done, which I find is what social media does to me personally. But if mountain is not your thing, obviously, whatever it is, whether it is making strong social connections and keeping up those relationships with very good friends, whether it is to cook food. I know a lot of people feel very grounded when they are cooking. Whether it is to write, whether it is to do something completely different from music, even if it is a job or another industry that you're in. Whatever it is that makes you feel like you're coming back to, I want to say, your normal self, the self that you are. If you take away your music skills, and if you take away your talents, and if you take away that whole industry, what is left? Who are you? And if you can find that, it's important to hold on to that and to nurture that side of yourself as well. Because the music industry is not a permanent thing, and it has its ups and downs, and you can't be a slave to that up and down. You need to come back to a level where you feel comfortable and where you feel safe and where you feel like you can just be and ultimately rest. Gather enough energy again to take on everything that we need to do. So yeah, staying grounded is incredibly important, and I hope you find that thing for you.